What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how is it going?
I'm awful, Connor. I'm actually awful. Let me tell you what I did.
That's a good start. It's a comedy show. Keep it light.
So I had a breakdown.
It's a comedy show, right? Okay, go on.
I had a funny thing happen to me.
Go on. I'm interested.
Properly dumb story. And I shaved off my beard and now my face is very cold.
You did not?
I did, yeah. I haven't shaved
I've
since
never
October.
seen you with no beard.
I know, it's awful. Now look, it's had a bit of regrowth since the shave, but my God.
Yeah.
I forgot what shape my chin was.
What's the outlook now? Give me a rate now, a 10.
Out of 10, I'd say like a 1, maybe, in that I still have a face. But at what cost is what I would say.
You've lost your manliness.
I've lost anything that made me cool or interesting. It's just gone now.
Now all you have is just glasses. And everybody's got them these days.
Every nerd has glasses.
I can't imagine you with no beard. Oh man, I wish we were doing this in person.
No, I couldn't travel if we were doing this in person.
No, I would spend the whole episode looking at your top lip. Where's that mustache? This is weird.
Was his face always that round?
There's a lot of skin. There's too much skin on that face.
I mean, luckily we all wear masks these days, so it doesn't matter. But my loved ones think of me differently. I know they do.
Oh, well, it's no longer loved ones, I'm assuming.
People who know me now.
People who are in your orbit now. Just general people, like loved ones and family and friends. They're just kind of like meh about the whole thing.
Kind of indifferent to me.
This week, I think we're here to cheer you up, because you now have a cold face. It is January. No, it's actually February now, so maybe the spring is coming in.
That's true. Happier times.
Happier times. It's all positive. What? Nothing happened last March, so it's all positive, right?
Nothing ever happens in March.
So, I am going to start off this week, Shaun, because this is weird news, and I have spent the week, as always, Shaun, I'm going to do it for you. I've gathered all the weirdest news stories, and I've assembled them in a little bit of a report. Now, you have not heard any of these stories, so Shaun, we're starting this week with 4 men who had they ran into some trouble at the airport, and it has led to one of the strangest stories I've ever heard of people having to cut weight for a flight.
Oh, okay.
4 men eat 30 kilograms of oranges to avoid paying extra baggage fee at airport.
Now, okay, without hearing any more of the story, I'm not sure, how the body works, but surely if you put 30 kilograms of something inside you, the plane is still carrying the same weight.
Yeah, I suppose, but yeah, it's just slightly broken down, but it's still there, really.
Yeah, granted, it's not in the baggage hold anymore. Also, why were 4 men taking 30 kilos of oranges on a plane?
Many questions. The more you think about that headline, the more questions arise.
You just keep digging and digging, and you keep pulling a piece of string, and all of a sudden you have no jumper anymore.
4 men who did not want to pay extra baggage fees at the airport decided to eat 30 kilograms of oranges all by themselves. So that means this was a personal choice by the 4 of them, that they must have looked at each other. Blood pact? Are we eating 30 kgs of oranges as between us? We are. Okay.
Or what if there was no discussion at all? Like, they just looked at the cage that you put your bag in, and then it says, the maximum weight allowed. And then they all just look at that cage, and then they unzip the bag and start peeling.
Yeah, and then when they open it, oranges, they're just going fucking everywhere. They're get them! We need every one of them!
So, okay, I've just looked up how much an orange weighs, Connor. The average orange. Around 131 grams.
Okay.
So if we divide 30 kilos by 131. That is 229 oranges.
229 oranges between 4 men.
Between 4 men. So you're talking, 57 and a quarter oranges per man.
Do you want to know how fast they did it in?
How fast?
Under 30 minutes.
What?
Under 30 minutes, because they had to catch the flight.
Oh my God, they hadn't even got through security at that point.
No, there was time pressure as well. This wasn't just, let's all gather the boys around and eat 30 kilograms of oranges for a laugh. It's kind of like the flight's at 4, it's fucking 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Better get to the gate quickly.
Connor, they're eating an orange every 31 seconds.
They're just inhaling oranges. So the incident occurred at an airport in Kunming, southwest China. The 4 travellers in question ate the oranges inside the airport in a record 30 minutes, but at a heavy, heavy price, I can only assume.
Just the citrus would eat you from the inside out.
The 4 men suffered from mouth ulcers after eating so many citrus fruits in one go.
The acid. Lads.
So, the story goes that the men bought a box of oranges weighing 30 kgs, worth 50 yen, during their business trip to Kunming. So they've bought 30 kgs on a business trip, as you do. We've all been there. You've all thought, will I get a necklace for my niece? No, she loves fucking citrus.
Few oranges with the lads.
A few oranges with the boys. Right? But during their purchase, they did not realise that the airlines would ask them to shell out extra money as shipping charges for the oranges.
Is it because they're food?
I suppose, but they've just gone over the weight. So what this comes down to, Shaun, is the fact that they decided eating 57 oranges individually in 30 minutes was a better solution than paying a certain amount of money to just have the oranges with them.
Like, how much do you want to value? You say this 30 kilos of oranges cost 50 Japanese yen, correct?
Yes.
I've done the conversion, Connor. That's 40 cent. So I think what's after going on here is that they know that they have paid essentially nothing for these oranges.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we can't pay more to ship them than it costs to buy them.
It was going to cost them 300 yen for the whole package.
That's still not loads, in fact. That's €2.37.
Yeah, but if you're buying them for 50, it's costing you 300 to bring them back home. I'm not paying 300 yen for a flight I've already booked.
No,
what I'm deciding instead is to ruin my mouth.
But look, you land in the airport, you set up a quick little orange stall, hungry travellers. What do they want? A nice bite of orange.
Yeah. These days, the airports are packed with hungry travellers.
They'll willingly accept things handed to them by strangers.
And pull down their mask. Num num num, lovely orange juice.
Just put your hands all over that there now.
So, the story has to be that they buy it for 50 yen. And then they go to the airport, they're like, you're going to have to pay 10 yen per kg. So 300 yen all included. And they're just there has to be a moment where they look at each other and they're just like, is it worth it? Do we want the oranges that much in the future? Or will we just eat them all? We can't throw them away. Should it cost me 40 cents? Can't be throwing these away, like.
Where can you actively buy 30 kilos of oranges?
Who sells 30 kilos? Who sells oranges by the 30 kilos?
Yeah, that is not. Was it a box? 30 kilos of oranges?
I mean, it'd have to be. It's 30 kgs.
Or is it like a sack? Like a Hessian bag?
No, someone's not carrying 30 kgs around an airport.
I mean, what's the baggage limits? Also, sorry, it's Chinese yuan is the currency.
I apologise.
No, my fault. I led you astray.
Yeah.
So it's actually €6.43.
For the 50?
For the 30 kilos of oranges.
Okay,
yeah.
still, you know what? €6.33 for 30 kgs of oranges is unreal pricing.
That is a bargain, my friends.
Because you get a packet of like 5 oranges for like €2. So, fuck it, I'll take 30 kgs for 50.
But you'd say you'll take them, Connor. You wouldn't eat them all at once with you and 3 of your best friends.
I think you'd have to be you're in a blood pact for life then. Really. Like, nobody ever talks of this again. Nobody ever mentions it. Don't mention it to the husbands or the wives or the girlfriends. Nobody needs to know other than us.
You mentioned that to your partner. You're no longer found very appealing.
So, when they reapproached the gate, Shaun, so they're told you're going to have to pay 300 won. What is 300 won?
300 won is €38.61.
They would have to... Yeah.
If I get it in dollars, which might be more, so $46.44.
I'm not paying 46. I'd rather pay for a doctor to check me out for me mouth ulcers rather than pay $46 to bring these oranges home.
This might be a quite a niche reference, but you would just buy like a tub of Bonjela and just swish that around your mouth all day.
You get so many Bonjelas.
Oh, I thought of something horrible. Imagine, right? They've just had all of the oranges. Their mouth is riddled with ulcers.
Yeah, and they can barely stand up.
That's it. And then they go into the WH Smith in the airport and they buy some salt and vinegar crisps.
They're just like... No, they go into WH Smith. Will I get a book for the flight, will I? John, will I get a book? John, you know I love to read on the flight.
Do you want a Capri Sun?
No, I don't. So when they reapproached the gate, their clothes were covered in orange stains, and the 2 of the men could barely stand up. One man is even said to have been barely able to open his eyes as a multitude of orange juice had gotten into them.
Why? How dedicated were they to these oranges? Were these men okay? Were they like on something?
I mean, this story would not be funny other than the fact that there's a moment where they could just throw them out. Nobody's going to give out to them for wasting €6 on a fucking piece, 30 kgs of oranges. Even if you eat 5 kg of that, you're still making a lot of money.
Exactly, yeah. Like, eat your fill. Eat until you're satisfied with the amount of oranges in your body and then stop.
Yeah. Oh man, that is... Some people find themselves in a situation and it just makes me laugh that was a situation that like just evolved. It all started with a decision that, yeah, we need 30 kgs on this business trip, and then they just had to rearrange their whole life after that.
Did I ever tell you about it? I think I'm allergic to oranges.
No way.
Yeah, I get really bad migraines anytime I eat an orange.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like a vitamin C deficiency.
No, because other citrus fruits are grand. Now, pineapple stings my mouth a whole lot, but that's a whole thing. But hey, you give me a lime, I'll chomp down on a lime all day.
Why are you eating limes? Does anybody eat a lime?
I like the taste of a lime.
Yeah, but you're not going to like start ripping the skin off and go, yeah, I'll eat this like
I'm not
an
bringing
apple.
it to lunch, like. But
No, like you're not like, you don't take out your lunchbox, you take out a whole lime.
Just power move.
The guy beside you's eating an apple, he just looks at you, you pull out a lime, and then he's still looking, and you just pull out a lemon slowly.
And I just eat it rind and all.
Never break eye contact.
But I like a grapefruit for what it's worth, that's nice. Melon.
Someone write all this down, because I am not going to remember this.
He's going to give me a fruit salad that's just made of oranges someday, and I'm going to fucking die.
So Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. Now, weird news is known that robberies go wrong. And sometimes robberies go wrong because somebody does something heroic, or maybe the thief runs into problems somewhere along the robbery.
Yeah.
But sometimes the robbery is stopped by, I would say, the thief's I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Because, you tell me, because here's the headline. Police responding to gas station robbery find a half-naked woman satisfying the thief to try and hold him up.
Now, Connor, we don't like to get rude on this show very often.
No, we wouldn't. But this is only funny because of the story that goes with it. That this man's in the middle of a robbery. And then this woman's like, I will give you a blowjob if you don't run away. And he's
have they definitively
fuck.
said it's a blowjob?
Yes. So, there's a moment in this robbery where he has, I'm assuming, a bag that has a $sign on it, obviously.
Yeah, the swag bag.
And he's got all the money. And then this woman says, I will give you a blowjob if you don't leave the premises right now. And he has to look at the bag of money and then think, right.
He looks at the bag of money, looks at the imaginary camera in his head, and then just shrugs with like a wry grin on his face.
Well, it's all working out for the big dog.
This is a great day.
So, a bizarre report from Slovakian news outlet Noviny 5K says the man robbing a gas station was apprehended after an unidentified woman began to satisfy the thief orally until the cops arrived.
That doesn't mean blowjob. That could be like she has a lovely singing voice.
She was singing of Ave Maria, and he was like, fuck, this is better than money.
Just a tear comes to his eye. He reconsiders his life of crime.
Oh, it's so beautiful. The robbery reportedly began when a 24-year-old man in the capital city of Bratislava approached a service station employee, demanding money and making death threats. After cleaning out the cash register, the thief allegedly even began to punch the worker working behind the till.
Not sound.
Sean, right? Not sound at all. The battered employee then went to a back room where he informed another employee what was happening. That employee then fled through a back door and called the police. So they've run out the back and they've called the police. Now, while all this is happening, according to the English translation of the news page, under mysterious circumstances, an unknown lady came inside this entrance within a few seconds, Sean. So, an unknown woman just turns up. As the thief was leaving, the mysterious woman approached him and told him that he was very handsome and that she would like to take him somewhere private, Sean.
Oh my God.
Lucky day.
I mean, look, we've all been there, right?
When you're in the middle of a robbery and just things get out of hand,
an actual felony, and you just chance your arm.
Yeah. So the news station TV reported that when the police arrived, a few minutes later, the robber and the unidentified woman were partially naked on the floor. She reportedly told law enforcement something along the lines of, "I don't need him anymore." The minute they arrived, stood up and walked out.
My job is done, officers.
She's undercover.
That's ridiculous. So, wait, you're suggesting she's an undercover cop?
No, I just think she's not a police officer, she just does this. She arrives at the scene of crime and is like, if you don't leave right now, it'll be your lucky day. But also not your lucky day.
Like a vigilante.
Yeah, vigilante. She's Batman.
That's a new tactic for Batman. Dick Grayson, yeah, absolutely, would do it.
Oh, little Dicky. He's all about that. But this one, Batman not so much. He normally deals with punches. She thinks maybe love is the best way to stop these thieves.
And maybe she heard that suggestion and just got the wrong end of the stick.
So it's not known who the woman was, and the alleged robber resisted arrest, but it was eventually taken into custody. So what happened was, in the time span that she was seducing him, he was wasting very precious moments where he could easily get away. The crime was complete, he was leaving through the front door, and at that moment the police are coming. He knows the police are going to be here in a few minutes, but he thinks, I have time. I have a few minutes to spare.
But when he says it in his confession, he's like, and I thought, I'd have 45 minutes to spare.
So, I just love the mental image of him walking out of the shop And she's just like, if you don't leave, I will give you a blowjob. And there's a moment in his brain where I just said, he's considering his options. And he's thinking, he's trying to convince himself, like, no, I have time. I definitely have time, don't I?
This'll work, yeah.
How far away is the police station? 3 minutes. Do I can't. And he's like trying to bend the route. Well, they might get caught in traffic. You know what I mean? Like, there might be a weather warning or something.
He's furiously trying to, like, make this situation work for him.
And she's just standing there looking at him like, the offer's there. All you have to do is just not leave.
Just fucking stay here. And then, might have a little bit of fun in the meantime.
Do you think this woman is the hero, not that we want, but the one that we need right now?
Look, I don't think this is the solution to every issue.
Every crime!
I'm going to come out and say it, Connor, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
But, in this... It's okay. She took matters into her own hands. Is the only thing. It's the only sentence I can think of.
It's like she must have been outside watching the robbery happening. I was just like, I need to slow him down so they can catch him. What's the best way to slow him down?
What would stop a man in this position?
Like, he has probably over $1,000 in money. What could I give him that isn't money? Like, okay, this is the first, like, outright sexual story I think we've had on Weird News, and what a one to start the trend. And I would say so. But it's only because it's such a weird situation that, like, that only happens because she has no interest in that man sexually whatsoever. But it's just a way to slow him down.
Unless she likes bad boys.
No, because the minute the police arrived, she was like, I'm fucking done with him. He's over to you, boys.
Bake him away, toys.
Damn it, I messed it up. Leave and come back in. We're going to do that again. Okay, so we're going to move on, Shaun, to where that robbery did not go to plan. I mean... We've always talked about, you're in the middle of a robbery. There's many situations that, if they arise, there's no way you could have predicted, in your planning for months, of that to happen.
Oh no, that would not factor into your calculations at all.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave through the fucking rear exit there now, and I'm going to try and leave there about 23 minutes past 3, and then this random woman will offer me a blowjob. Oh, wait, what? Sorry, what was that plan? I don't think that's going to happen, John. Yeah, in your fucking dreams.
No, let's think this over.
So we're moving on to a Berlin man, because a Berlin man was caught directing flight traffic with a radio, Shaun, of his own.
He just thought he'd throw his hand to it.
So, you know the way in airports, they have radios. And they've got a control tower controlling everything.
Yeah, very high-stress job as far as I know.
Yeah, and one thing goes wrong, many casualties. This man decided that... And Die Hard 2.
And Die Hard 2.
And this man decided that his radio could go into that frequency, and through that, he'd have a bit of a laugh.
Just have a bit of a giggle with the guys.
Yeah, and look, I think that there is very serious consequences to this, but when you hear what he's done, he's just a shithouse. Like, he's just doing it for the giggles.
Okay, so you're not condoning these actions?
Not at all. But when you see how minuscule the damage this man has done, nobody's been harmed. Good. There were no accidents, and no other incidents are known. So that is why this is funny. So the 38-year-old, whose identity wasn't released, was arrested Thursday night in the capital's eastern Köpenick district. I've definitely gotten that wrong.
But Connor, that's everyone's favourite district.
Everybody's favourite district. Now, a lot of people know that, but that's up there. Top 3 districts. So, police were able to swoop in on his apartment after he made contact with a police helicopter that was dispatched to his neighbourhood in the hope of flushing him out.
Oh, he's trying to re-divert things.
So they're like coming to get him, and he's just like, he's not here, boys. Fly home.
What did this man do to warrant a helicopter coming after him?
So, during a search of his home, police found 2 radios that transmitted on the frequencies needed to make contact with aircrafts. For anyone who's been asking about our police helicopter operations, an unusual arrest, said the police, who tweeted this, Shaun. The man is alleged to have made contacts with pilots of passengers and transport aircrafts, as well as state and federal police helicopters over the past 6 months.
What the fuck?
He's been doing it for 6 months.
Just off of a regular radio, or sort of like walkie-talkie thing in his own house.
Yeah, he figured out a way to hack in.
Absolutely ludicrous. That shouldn't be possible. That's the government.
Giving potentially dangerous instructions and becoming increasingly, and my favourite part is in the article, becoming increasingly professional with his communications the longer it went on.
He was improving.
He started off a bit like, he was a bit choppy at the start, like, yeah, fly over there. By about 3 months in, he's like, yeah, to your 6 o'clock, yeah, there's a crosswind there of about 4 kilometres, you're going to want to avoid that. XO, yeah, cool. Okay.
Imagine he started correcting, like, the professionals. Just like, no, actually, that's not the code you should use in this scenario. Give me your email, I'll forward it on to you.
This is a 432. Sorry, I'm just calling this on a 432. Yeah, Mayday. Okay. And like in my head, he's got the radio beside him, and he's like frantically looking through the book, like trying to find the fucking words that they're using. Like, what the fuck does this mean?
Just Control F on the PDF.
He began to use all the correct terms and made it almost impossible to distinguish between him and the real communication towers, they say.
You know what they say? Broadcast for the job you want.
He wasn't fully qualified, but I think at the end of the 6 months he was very qualified.
That's true. Can I make I'm going to gamble on how this story's going to end.
Okay.
So, you know, in many Hollywood films and things like that, a tech guy will often get the job as like head of security by like hacking into the Pentagon or something like that. And that's where they realise that, he's got the skills. He knows our vulnerabilities. Now he can fix them. I think
that's
it's going to happen.
Die Hard 4.0.
It's Die Hard 4.0 with Justin Long. And
yeah.
Live Free or Die Hard? Is that the subtitle?
No, I think it's just 4.0.
I think we've had this exact same discussion.
Oh, we have. Yeah, we definitely have.
Weeks.
Go on.
But anyway, I think exactly the same thing is going to happen to this man. Also, it's Live Free or Die Hard confirmed.
He's going to be the head of aviation in the world.
Exactly. He's going to be like a king of the air traffic control team.
They're like, damn it, he's a wild card, but I'm glad he's in our deck.
You're talking like that's not what happens. That this hero doesn't get what he deserves.
I think he might just be arrested, Shaun.
No, but Connor, in Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah, I know the plot of that movie, yes, but that is not real life. Justin Long is not getting hired.
Justin Long is not real.
Justin Long is not a real man.
He's a construct, Shaun.
He would. Now, this is really where the shithousery comes in, Shaun. And you know I'm a fan of shithousery. So he's hacked in. And this is his big moment. He's getting more and more professional. But with that professionalism also comes the idea that maybe I can cause a bit of havoc because they can't tell I'm not real.
Like Justin Long.
Like Justin Long, who's a figment of all of our imaginations. So he would tell planes to fly in figure eights or instruct helicopters to land randomly and then tell them to take off again at random intervals.
Such a waste of everyone's time.
Just no reason. Just shithousery, Shaun.
Why, could he see the helicopters or was he just, like, going at, like, did he have a monitor that he was able to check on them and stuff?
No, I like the idea that he can't see a thing. He's just like, yeah, just land there. Thanks very much. And then, yeah, we've landed. Yeah, no, I changed my mind. Back off.
Back up.
Yeah, back up. Oh, no, land again. No, sorry, there's a crosswind there now. It might be dangerous. Land back again there now. And it's gone. Okay, up you go again.
Yeah, can you do a flip or anything like that?
Do a 360. It'd be cool. So no accidents or other incidents are known to have been caused by his actions, police said, which is why this is funny.
Yeah, exactly. That no one was hurt or anything like that. But also, they don't know anything else that he's been saying to them. Like, there could be other instances where he's like using a silly voice and telling people, "Can you fly a helicopter through a drive-through?" Who knows?
This is the 5th time we've been to this house delivering Chinese this week. I'm suspicious.
I think there might be an ulterior motive here.
I don't like it at all. It just keeps telling me to drop it at this exact address and then driving away. Who could be up to this? I don't know.
We'll have to track them down somehow.
Get the helicopter. We'll do it the hard way. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news, Sean, and this is: assault truck driver leads police on chase, then dumps salt on cruisers in pursuit.
Oh, that'll rust. That's how you get rust, lads.
Oh, yeah, but if there was snow, he could have been helping them.
That's where he's just fucking making it easier on the chase.
Quick, catch me!
When you said assault truck driver, I thought you meant like a Mad Max style truck that had been converted into some kind of assault truck.
Do you know what? I think this is a assault truck that isn't also an assault truck.
Oh my god, the legends are true.
This is a situation where this man was not in trouble, but then proceeded to shit himself and got himself into trouble.
He got way out of his own depth, I see.
Yeah. According to an affidavit, a Reading police officer made a traffic stop on a different vehicle on Reading Road near Sunnybrook Drive, okay? So
right.
The police officer stopping a different vehicle. Officers said they were out of their vehicles and taking a person into custody, a separate person, when they heard the sound of an engine getting louder and louder and accelerating, and saw a City of Cincinnati salt truck barrelling towards them.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't have to be threatening.
The truck in question was only feet away from me and entering into our lane of travel, said one of the officers. During this time, the truck could still be heard accelerating more and more. I had to jump back to avoid being struck by the truck in question.
Does this man have an actual vendetta going on?
So, they're stopping a separate person, and then they just turn around and there's just a big fuck off salt truck as fast as possible driving straight towards them.
I'm imagining Mr. Plough in this.
Yeah. Read that name again, you're dead.
We'll work on the tagline, I think.
Well, they're dead, they won't know, it's fine. So the truck had its salt spreader on also, flinging salt onto the officers and the man being taken into custody.
That legitimately hurts, by the way, to get hit with that salt when it's being spread.
I've never actually been hit by that. Does it hurt?
I got pegged in the eye one day. Oh, it was awful.
But I assume all bad things have already happened to you.
I'm the frame of reference for things going wrong.
If anything happens in a story, I'm like, that's probably happened to Sean when he was younger.
Sean has some experience with this.
So at one point, so officers then chased that salt truck. So they were already in the middle of the arrest, but now they're like, this guy needs our attention more. And so
the guy being arrested is just like, let's get him, guys.
Yeah, he's in the fucking front seat. He's gone that way. He just took a left. So officers then chased that salt truck, activating their overhead lights and ordering the truck to pull over repeatedly. The truck failed to stop, made a U-turn, and continued to flee from the police.
Popped a Yui.
He popped a Yui and drove straight towards them.
He's retargeting. He's recalculated his course, and he's like, missed the first time. Better go back again.
At one point, officers say the salt truck raised the bed of his truck, dumping salt on police cruisers in pursuit.
How much? Like all of the salt?
All of the salt shot.
Oh, I bet they weren't pleased after that.
But they were very happy it wasn't marbles, because they never would have caught him otherwise. That,
some cartoon characters could have got hurt in that case. Wouldn't be great.
He had a big anvil in the bag. I'm going to tip this out there now and they'll never catch me.
What was the... Do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where they crash into a salt silo? There's a snow day at the school, and Homer's like, "Oh, let's rescue the kids." And then he has cruise control, and he says, "School, please." And then he crashes into the salt silo.
The salt truck then got onto northbound Interstate 75, which is 74 better than number 1, and then went on to eastbound 126, which is even better than that one.
Fuck, so he's
the
going
truck
east.
Exited. He's going east, yeah. As the officers began approaching the salt truck, officials said it again turned on its salt spreaders, throwing salt onto the cruisers and other passing cars.
Connor, I've just realised something.
Go on.
And it's something we've spoken about in the past.
Yeah.
The Liam Neeson snowplow driver film Cold Pursuit. It's a snowplow driver out for revenge.
I think this is this. Liam Neeson is in that car. No, he's in the passenger seat trying to learn. He's just like, I'm learning for the role. I'm a method actor. You know how it is.
I'm like Daniel Day-Lewis, but I'm Liam Neeson.
Yeah. I want to be... That's how he introduces himself. Hi, I'm Liam Neeson. I'm like Daniel Day-Lewis, but I'm Liam Neeson. It's a different person.
We're both like men and actors, but that's about where the similarities are.
We're both Irish. We're both around Ireland.
One of us was Lincoln. I was Brian
Schindler.
in Taken.
One of us were in that movie with the list. You probably know me from that. So, eventually, police had the pursuit, which lasted around 30 minutes, ended near the intersection of Winton Road. Authorities have identified the salt truck driver as Omar Armstrong, 36. Armstrong faces a series of charges, including reckless operation of a motor vehicle and failure to comply with officers. When asked why he did it, Sean, why this whole thing started,
so
he said, go on.
Look, is it possible that, you know, perhaps someone near to him had been, if you will, if I was to pick a word, taken, and...
His daughter.
Yeah, let's go with his daughter. Or any of his other family members, apparently.
Yeah, okay, any of them. Liam Neeson will chase anyone down for any of them.
So I think that...
My second cousin, Cecil. Fuck, get the fucking knives out.
I love Cecil.
Cecil was my favourite at those weddings we met once.
Yeah, saying, "Oh, how are you getting on, buddy?
Jeez, what's going on? What are you doing these days? Oh, jeez, that's great. No, sure, I'll talk to you later. Anyway, I'm heading back over to my close family."
And then Cecil was murdered.
Damn you, world!
By a man who worked in a pepper factory.
So, Sean, what is the reason why he would do this? What is a good reason for... He's not in trouble, and this all started because he went on the attack first.
Yeah, because he seemed angry from the start there, so I don't know. Was he friends with the guy who was being arrested and he wanted to distract the police and free him?
That seems like a logical explanation. That's why that is not the explanation.
Yeah.
No. When asked why he did it, he stated that he didn't like police, good one, and he was worried that they were after him as he had stolen his brother's iPad a few weeks before. Oh my fucking God.
This is the pettiest reason to try and mow someone down in a salt truck.
So he's in the truck and they're like arresting some other fucker and he's in the salt truck and sweat. Do you ever see that gif of the guy just sweating? Like he's just sweating so much. And he's just like, they know I stole John's iPad. Fuck, he said I could have a load of it, but he only said for a few days. It's been 3 weeks.
And now, I don't know when I'll see John again. I think he was with Cecil the night he disappeared.
No, Cecil's dead, no. Lee, what are you taking at? Cecil! But this man thought that they were after him because he had stolen his brother's iPad a few weeks before. And then he decided, right, they're going to catch me. Not unless I attack them first.
Yeah. So it's really just like the best defence is a good offence in that case. But in this case, the best way to get away with a small minor crime is to...
commit many larger crimes.
That's the thing, because he turned around to give it another go.
And also, I don't know if they would arrest him for stealing his brother's iPad.
No, I think you would settle that between brothers, if anything.
I think, like, the brother would be like, here, you have my fucking iPad, and they might, like, have an argument, and then he'll give him the iPad back. I don't know if you need to get the FBI involved.
No, unless someone could hack the Pentagon on that iPad.
Oh, fuck. The Berlin man! He's back!
But yeah, they needed to call in air support.
Justin Long! Justin Long could have that iPad. Come on, give it back to me, quick!
Just fix it, please.
Shaun, do you think this man maybe shit the bed? And he would have gotten away with it if he had just kept calm.
That's a man who can't handle pressure, is the thing.
And he wasn't even pressured. He brought the pressure on, and then it was just like, nah, this is the right chain of events for me to try to kill the police.
Do you know? Look, it's lucky it wasn't that the salt truck wasn't electric, because then it could have been a salt and battery truck.
You know what? I knew that was coming the minute you started, and I'm proud of you. But at the same time, I'm also leaving the show.
Sorry, Connie, you broke up a little bit on the second half there. What did you say?
Sorry. I just feel like that joke has left me a little bit salty.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, very good, very good.
It's not as good as the salt and battery. Damn it! Is it a herb? Can I make a herb joke?
I don't think we have time.
No, it wouldn't be organic. Oreganoic.
Sorry, Connor, organic.
So we're moving on to another tiny bit of shithousery, Shaun. Now, there's not real much to this story. There isn't a lot to it, but this is the weirdest, most petty, most shithousery reason why 6 people have been arrested. Because I have 6 people arrested for altering Hollywood sign to read Holly Boob.
Legends.
A half dozen people were taken into custody on Monday, shortly after police said they altered the W and the D of the Hollywood sign to make the famous landmark read Holly Boob.
Interesting. And what kind of movement is this for? Like, is this some kind of protest? Or is it just shit housery?
Against what?
Protests against wood, maybe?
Trees. Yeah, trees.
Yeah, logging.
We should chop more down. Wait, what? We're on the wrong side. Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
The group affixed large apparent tarps to the site to change the letters, which means they brought the tarps and they were prepared, according to Sergeant Leonard Cauldron of the Los Angeles Police Department, who said participants told an officer they did so to raise awareness for trees.
Raise awareness for trees. I was right. My dumb comment was right.
They didn't commit any permanent damage, so he said. An LAPD helicopter crew called to the scene about 1:15 p.m, directed officers to the participants before they could leave the area. The 6, who were described only as 5 males and 1 female, were taken into custody on suspicion of trespassing and taken to the Hollywood station, where they were to be issued citations and released on their own recognizance.
Right. Okay, a citation's not bad. Now, may I say, they couldn't have picked more difficult letters to replace, really, could they?
What would you replace? I would replace I suppose, if it's Holly Boob, you can't really change anything else.
But the thing is, like, you have to make 2 B's in that case. You know, there's no B existing in the site. You could have turned it upside down. Holly... Mood. Holly Mood. It's about depression now.
This is why you weren't invited to their meetings.
They never invite me to their meetings.
Guys, what if we just say Holly Boob? We're not even doing the Hollywood sign anymore, Shaun. That's always your idea. Holly Mood. Holly.
What about Molly Hood? No?
What about Molly Hood, guys? What if we take the H and we replace the D? So it's Dolly... Woo. Dolly Woo.
Can Dolly Parton be involved somehow?
I'm a big fan of working 9 to 5. What about Dolly Woo? Are you saying boo or Dolly Woo earns?
I'm saying both.
They stated that their reasons for doing this were because it was funny, and who doesn't like boobs?
They raise a good point.
I mean, two very good reasons for committing serious, I wouldn't say crimes. I would say committing trespassing and then just bringing a big massive tarp to the big sign in Hollywood.
Yeah, look, at least they didn't make too big. Like, it's just a tarp thrown over the other letters. They didn't actually make new letters, right?
At least it didn't say Dolly Woo.
If only it had said Dolly Woo, wouldn't that have been class?
And one of them's called Jolene and they all don't like her. You fucking bitch.
You think you're so great just because you're tenuously related to Dolly Parton.
Just because you think we should change this to Holly Mood. Well, we're not doing it, Jolene. We like Dolly Woo.
Lads, can we not just compromise and say Dolly Boob?
That would also work, actually. So I like that it was funny as a reason for doing any sort of petty crime.
Yeah, and look, no one got hurt in this, which is grand. City of Hollywood probably isn't thrilled about it, but, you know, stick it to the man. I
think that place has had it too easy for too long. Sometimes they need to be seen a Holly Boob every so often. They just.
Have you seen BoJack Horseman?
No, I actually haven't.
Ah, right, okay, well then I don't want to spoil it for you. But there's
this anecdote doesn't work.
Some antics with the sign in Hollywood, let me tell you, Connor.
Does it say Dolly Woo?
No.
Oh, so not as clever writing as me then, okay.
That's the thing, yeah. It's won awards and stuff.
Well, it's won awards, but does it even have a sign that says Dolly Woo? If it hasn't, then it doesn't deserve any awards.
Okay, back in my box.
I was telling the makers of Game of Thrones, for the first 5 seasons, there wasn't enough Dolly Woo.
And then in season 6, 7 and 8...
They said, we're going to take your ideas on board, Connor. And I went, it's too late, boys. I've moved on to BoJack Horseman.
The ship is going downhill fast.
Yeah, I'm backing away. This is too bad for me, guys. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And this one was sent in by one of our patrons, Mr. Waffles Williams. Shaun.
Thank you, Waffles.
I love when people send us stuff on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever, tag us in stuff. I really like that. So this week, it is Florida Man, Shaun. Because Florida Man, I think this might be the most Florida man we've ever covered in Florida.
That's a big claim, because we've done 2 years of this show.
Because I have man with Florida tattoo in the middle of his forehead. He has a tattoo of the state of Florida on his forehead, is arrested for misusing 911.
As in he dialed it wrong?
He kept calling it for reasons.
Right. And were they valid reasons, is my first question.
I would say no. So Florida man left no doubt where he was from, as the 22-year-old man from Hudson, who sports a state of Florida tattoo on his forehead, is accused of misusing 911. He's the ultimate Florida man representative.
Are we sure this isn't some kind of disguise?
So, like, he's from actually Houston.
Yeah, but no one would suspect.
I mean, he's still arrested. I don't know if that changes anything.
Fair, yeah. So what kind of calls did he make?
So Matthew Kyle Leatham, 22, of Newport Richey, was charged with misuse of the 911 system and possession of marijuana, not more than 20 grams, according to the police. He was released after posting the $300 bail, according to the reports. According to the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, Leatham was unable to get a ride on Sunday night and called 911 repeatedly.
To get, like, an ambulance to bring him home?
Just to get a ride. You know how Uber wasn't around.
Just go somewhere.
The report stated that Leatham allegedly cursed at a 911 dispatcher who gave him the non-emergency phone number for future reference, because he kept ringing the emergency phone number.
It's like, sir, please, you can't. If you need to ring someone, ring this one at least. This one doesn't cost lives.
And so the officers arrive, and because they know where he is, and they're like, they're going to arrest him. And he said, before they arrested him, he offered to call him a taxi. But Leatham said he did not have any money. And he was going to start walking instead, because fuck the taxi, I don't have money, and if you're not going to bring me, officer, I'll just walk home. Makes sense.
You won't get to chat to me on the ride home.
And I'm a really good chatter. I'm always coming up with games, officer. You won't fucking believe it. So Leatham then started to stroll, and the officer was kind of like, okay, we'll let him go. But what really did him in was that on his walk, he then called 911 a second time to ask for a ride, according to the criminal complaint. The officer then drove immediately after Leatham and arrested him and was found to have marijuana in his possession.
It's like, what are the odds I get through to the same 911?
So, yeah, like, I'm trying to talk to Susie. Was I talking to Susie earlier on? Could you put her on the phone? Sorry, we just have a lot of emergencies right now. We can't really just change who's talking to you, sir.
We just need to, actually deal with some emergencies first.
I like how the police is there, and the policeman is just like, right, you get one last chance. Calling the emergencies is wrong, but I'm going to call you a taxi. He's like, I don't want the taxi. Okay, walk home. I'm sick of you. You're causing no more harm. Get out of my sight. Just one last chance. One last chance. Even though you have a Florida tattoo middle of your head, you're probably going to start doing more bad shit. Then the Florida man thinks, he starts walking. I could only assume about 3 minutes later he forgets about that conversation and then thinks, fuck, I love a ride though. I would absolutely love someone to pick me up and drive me home. Who has a car that I know the number of? Who's free that I could ring?
Oh, I can't remember any taxis or anything like that.
No. I don't have any money for taxis. Uber, no. They still have to pay them as well. What's my family up? They don't want to talk to me. I keep ringing. After I got that Florida man tattoo, they won't talk to me.
And me from Houston.
Maybe. They call me Dallas Bob, and I've got this tattoo. I don't know why. I was so drunk. But then he's just like, you know what I'll do? I'll ring them again. See what they say. And the police officer in my head is like 25 yards away, and it's just like, are you serious? For real?
Again, really?
Yeah, like he walks after him, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, man, come on, Matthew.
There's no actual reason that he, because he can walk perfectly fine, but how far away is he from home? Like, how did he get out there?
Well, I mean, from Florida to Texas, that's a pretty fucking long walk.
Ah, but you could get somewhere, comfortable at least.
Yeah. And the second call is really what does me, because they called the police out on the first one, and he thinks, I'll get away with it if I call them again.
Yeah, now it's an emergency, because now I've been rejected by the police.
Now I'm really stranded. Better get on the fucking phone. So Florida man, I think if you don't know what he looks like, I would recommend looking up this Florida man just for the image of him with the tattoo dead set on his forehead. It really just encapsulates everything about Florida man.
Florida man tattoo. That'll probably bring it up to me. Oh, yeah. Yep, there he is. God.
Yeah.
It's not a great tattoo.
It's not good. No, it's not cool in any way.
It's not. It kind of looks like just dirt on his face.
It's the equivalent of writing damaged.
It's a bit edgy, isn't it?
It's very edgy. It's pretty cool. It's like, where's he from? Hang on, do you have a mirror? I'm from there. That's all I know.
But now he sees it backwards every time he looks in the mirror.
Yeah, he thinks it's from California, if it's flipped.
Yes, a specific section of land in California.
San Diego, that's what it looks like. So we're finishing off Weird News this week, Shaun, with a Florida man who, what I like about Florida the man the most is his excuses for why he has illegal shit on his body.
The most common one being, oh, that's not mine.
That's not mine. And that's normally the first go. But sometimes they say, that is mine, but it's not what you think it is, officer. Because I have Florida man found with heroin. Tells deputies it's a chocolate laxative. Obviously.
Oh, so you don't want to test it. You'll shit yourself, officer.
No, because you don't want to... Yeah, officer, I'm looking out for you. You do not want to test this, because it'll ruin your evening.
Trust me.
Yeah. A Crestview man is arrested after deputies say they found him in possession of drugs and paraphernalia during a traffic stop on Saturday. So Stephen Copland, 29, is charged with trafficking heroin, possession of oxycodone, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a traffic violation to top it all off.
My God, he's a busy boy, isn't he?
So, according to the arrest report from the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office, deputies stopped Copland on Hulbert Road, everyone's second favourite road.
After?
Walton B. Abbey Road?
The improv. You love to see it.
My favourite improv is when the person goes, and then says a thing and goes, is that it? Did I get it?
Just some straws to clutch at, you know?
But you know what? You're always there for me. Always there to clap and say, he tried. You know what? That's a half-decent effort.
Didn't he say something, lads?
Sir, didn't he? He wasn't silent. That's all I'll say about him. When the deputy noticed he had an expired car registration, so he's just driving, and the officer notices that he has an expired car registration, so he stops Copland. Right, so he's only getting stopped for the car registration, nothing else.
Okay. Which is a classic move of getting arrested on something stupid.
So after the canine, this is where he ran into issues, because there was a canine there. And the canine's name was Bert, by the way, who I can only assume is a very good boy.
Absolutely.
Was alerted on Copland's truck. Deputies say they found the heroin under the seat. More heroin on the passenger floorboard. More heroin in the boot. Oxycodone, a plastic bag with meth residue inside, a scale, and assorted drug paraphernalia consistent with use and distribution of drugs.
He is constipated as fuck.
That is a lot of heroin to have on one car.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound weird. Look, you shouldn't take heroin and drive. You also shouldn't take heroin at all. But if you have to heroin,
make sure it's a chocolate laxative.
Yeah, and also chocolate laxative is a genius move in terms of pranking your friends.
Oh yeah, just like, oh, do you want this? Yeah, it's creamy. It's lovely, boy.
Please don't use creamy and laxative in
the
same.
In chocolate, there's cream in chocolate.
Not in all chocolate. What about
milk?
I
suppose I think that's like an Irish thing.
Chocolatey cream. Oh yeah.
No, like great. Dairy milk. If anyone has not a dairy milk, we're going to shout out Irish dairy milk.
If
you want
cream,
some chocolate,
though, is it?
It's not cream, I suppose. Yeah, no, you're right. It's milk. What's milk made out of? Cream. Everyone knows that.
Reverse it, then you have it right.
Oh, sorry, what? So no, I have a farm.
No, you've gotten confused, Connor. You have a
all
house.
the cows are died.
He keeps
just trying to cream them.
Keeps trying to cream them.
Keeps trying to cream them. It's like, we could not just get the milk first. No. Why is all this cream coming out so runny?
Oh no.
Get your minds out of gutter. So Copland told deputies that the heroin was a chocolate laxative, and he believed the pills to be fake, the report says.
I would look. It's thinking on his feet, which we, as you know, yeah, I'm a fan of the old improv.
Because you get pulled over and you've got heroin on and you got your heroin on yourself, heroin on the passenger seat, heroin in the boot, you've got meth in the car, oxycodone in the car, a scale and paraphernalia for multiple drug uses. At that point you're thinking, it's gotta have a really good reason.
Like, if you can talk your way out of this one, you deserve to go free.
Yeah, like even the lads on whose line is it anyway, they're struggling.
Oh yeah, like that is not an easy situation to get out of. And I can only assume he didn't.
Well, he said that his mother was having trouble with her bowels, Shaun, and he needed this medicine fast. That's why he was running. Or that's why he was speeding, I should say.
Speeding, driving. Well, it's the car version of running.
So when informed that the pills were real and that they couldn't possibly harm his mother, he stated that he was going to test them out before giving them to her to see if they were safe. I'm not an idiot, he's quoted as saying to one officer.
I'm not going to trust medicine that's been given to me by doctors and pharmacists.
What's in those vaccines? Nobody knows. But I know exactly what's in this heroin.
Get the vaccination.
So, what do you think of Florida man's excuses here?
Classic move, first of all. Immediately deny that you have anything to do with drugs.
Yeah, I've never seen a drug.
And also, while carrying a load of drugs in your car, break one of the basic car laws that you're meant to be obeying. Such that you get pulled over and your car searched.
I think if my car was full of that much drugs, I would follow the rules of the road to the letter.
Oh, I would be the video they use in instructional, driving tutorials.
Because if I get pulled over, there's heroin everywhere.
And I can't clean that up in a very, efficient way. He'll find some heroin.
Because I'm full of chocolate laxative.
I'm going to shit myself, officer.
He has to get home to give his mother the chocolate laxatives that are clearly there and not heroin, Shaun. Is he telling the truth, or might he be lying?
I think he might actually be on heroin at the time.
Yeah, there's a very real possibility that is the case.
But as with all things Florida man, he's a hero somehow, right? He's helping his mother.
Yeah, somehow he's always in the right. Everyone is their own hero in their own story.
Except none more so than this man.
So Shaun, that is it for this week's Weird News.
What a week of weird news, Connor. It got a bit raunchy there towards the start of the show, but my God, you followed it up well with chocolate laxatives and heroin. A lovely chaser on the episode.
You always want a bit of sexualisation, chocolate laxative. That's a 1-2 punch not many people expect.
That's a classic bedroom mix.
No.
But will I take us out, Connor?
Yeah, please move on from that's a classic bedroom mix.
The classic phrase of this podcast. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, Monday with more Movie Mondays, and then next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thank you goes out to all of our patrons over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast if you're interested, or there is a link to that in the description. I'm going to read out the names of all our patrons, but some of you have been absolute divils and have given me different names, so I have to put a lot of thought into this. So, big thanks goes out to Waffles Williams, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Raymond Slightly Aw-ree Ging,
bastard. But what?
Connor makes one slip up on the podcast.
What? It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but the North remembers, Connor. Roisin Hally, Ryan Evanson, Shaun Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Little Dicky, Spontaneous Combustible McGrew, and Luke Hot Off Podcast. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for giving me some vocal warm-ups to go through there. I hope that Little Dicky, Spontaneous Combustible McGrew, I hope that name just keeps getting longer and longer until it takes 40 minutes to say.
I think that might be funnier. I think everyone on the Patreon, change your name to something relating to the show. I think it would cheer me up to have him read for at least 15 minutes.
It'll be the slight bit of work that I do on Weird News Wednesdays.
Yeah. So I think that's it for this week, Shaun.
That's about it, Connor.
If you want any, follow us on Twitter. All the social medias are all below. We also have merch if you want to get some of that.
Oh my God, that wasn't it. I think. That wasn't about it, Connor.
That was about it, but not about it, Shaun. So I have been Connor Lawler.
I have been Shaun Mean.
I will see you next week, guys.
Bye.